This is the Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
So Wednesday nights, I think we could rename it to Celia Pacquola night.
That'd be
because
great.
Until last week, we could see her on Utopia and 7:30 on Channel 10. She is the host of version 2.0 of Thank God You're Here. Celia, hello.
Hi, sorry about that.
I know, that's a lot of Celia.
It's a lot of Celia.
I know.
We're so
It used
hard.
to be. I mean, I don't know what's better, Celia Pacquola Day or Hump Day. You know what I mean? This is the Wednesday.
Yeah.
I mean, we enjoyed you on Rosehaven on Wednesday nights too.
And
course,
still,
of
like,
course.
hold some resentment towards you for finishing that.
Yeah.
I just felt
I
like
know,
it
I'm
had
so sorry about that.
many more years left in it.
There's
I
only
feel like,
so many years
No.
that you can work with a notorious jerk like Luke McGregor,
Sure.
you know? And then after a while, you're just like, I cannot look at his
He's a
stupid
monster.
face for a second.
No, fair enough.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. And especially when he got all confident when he got his new teeth, too. It's like, shut up, Luke.
And a wife.
Doesn't he look amazing?
It
Oh
looks
my
amazing,
gosh.
but it's, you know.
So on Utopia, because the first season, that's where Luke and I became friends and became up with Rosehaven. And then coming back to do season 5, I'm like, oh gosh, I've aged. Just looking back at that first season, like, we're just such babies. But Luke McGregor, that absolute jerk, he's the only one who looks better.
He's had a
He
glow
looks
up.
amazing now. He's had an absolute glow up. His hair, he's married, he's a stepdad, he's absolutely crushing it.
Can I say,
And,
doesn't that make you sick when you
Yes.
see someone you haven't seen for a while and they look amazing, and then you look at yourself and you look like
Jeez.
someone that lives under a bridge?
Oh, every time when we look, because we're up early in the morning, you
Yes.
get worse and worse as the week goes on and,
Oh,
and
Celia.
the weeks go
Celia,
on.
the worst is when doing radio, and we know you've done some radio here and
Yeah.
there. So when you're doing radio, and then we're just doing our show, and then say Sonia Kruger comes in, and
yes.
she's had 6 hours
Yes.
in the makeup chair.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And well, I'm just still outraged that they've decided to film radio these days. What's
Yes.
that about?
I know.
It's the one refuge
I know.
to not have bloody HD cameras pointed at you, but no, there's nowhere to hide anymore.
It's where all
We're
of
all
us-
just, look,
Yeah, it's what
I try and go now. I go, my face is it's someone else's problem. You know, I'm not the one who has to look at it. You do. So
Don't worry.
sucks to be you guys.
We
Great
have,
point.
we have the room pretty, dimly lit at most of the case.
just one candle.
Yeah. Anyway, Celia, we thank God you're here. Obviously, Shane Bourne used to do it. We used to watch it then.
Yeah.
I always think, so the people who are going on, and we've got a lot of comedians who get involved in this, do they know anything at all? Is there any hints? Because,
Their costume, maybe.
something like
I
that.
can confirm they know absolutely nothing. So they might get a hint from their costume, but they're put in their costume as like 5 minutes before they go through the door.
Yeah.
So that's the idea. The level of secrecy is insane. Like, there's whole teams whose job it is to keep people away from seeing anything. Like, they're in umbrellas. Everyone's under coats. Everyone is like, they're not even allowed to see what anyone else is doing. Like, a lot of showbiz stuff is fake, but this is completely real because it wouldn't work otherwise. Like, you could tell.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be a good show if they knew what was coming up. It's not even about being a good improviser. It's about dropping people in a world that's out of their comfort zone and watching them have to bluff their
Yes.
way through and make it up as they go along.
Now,
But yeah,
so good.
they have no idea.
Improvising is about saying yes, isn't it? It's all about accepting
Yeah.
what's coming.
Going with what other people are offering
just
as well.
saying yes.
Yeah.
That's the idea. But
Yeah.
for this show, some people don't do that. If you remember the old version, some
Yes.
people just totally went, there's an audience there, and then the ensemble just have to go with it. Like, there's no rules. Some people play by the rules of improviser, and some people go, try and leave. Some of them try and escape. I find that
I mean,
really
that's pretty funny.
I would.
Just
Some
walk
of
in,
them-
walk out again.
Oh, like, oh my God.
Some
No,
of
I'm in
them
the wrong
like to
place.
just. Some of them destroy the set. Like, some of them really try and pull it apart, and or some of them start fights with other improvisers. You just never know what you're going to get. But yes and is the idea. But
Yes.
it
It's
can
the
be
golden
whatever they
rule,
want.
but who says?
So
yeah.
there are radio shows that do this sort of thing, Celia, where their guests are coming in, the Prime Minister or whatever, and next minute they're rapping and they didn't want to. We're
Yes.
not that show. We're not that show.
Oh, yeah. Good.
We've never done that. But I know that you're very good friends with Felicity Ward, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Felicity
Yes, I am.
came in here one time, and just for some reason we had a duck here.
It was supposed to be. We're supposed to be giving it to a football player who'd been accused
Yes.
of ducking, and we
Yeah.
thought that'd be hilarious. But the duck got stuck in
Yep.
traffic.
So what happened is by the time Felicity got here, we had a duck and we had like no reason to use a duck. So we just handed her a duck as soon as she walked in. She just sat there with a duck while she did
A
the
live
interview.
duck.
Oh, my
And we
God.
didn't even refer to
We
it.
didn't explain it.
Oh, my gosh. I would watch that spin-off version. Thank God you're here. Here's a duck.
Yes.
Don't you
watch
reckon?
that
Don't you
just every
reckon?
time.
A serious interview show where the person walks
Yes.
in and they're
They have
handed
to hold a
something and
duck.
they have to hold it for the entire interview.
Doesn't always
used
have
to
to be a
think-
duck. Could be a guinea pig.
I did an interview show where the woman, she's a comedian, Emma, works at the zoo, in the Sydney Zoo, and that was the gimmick. She's like, I'll interview you whilst you hold an animal of your choice. And I'm like, absolutely. So I held like a numbat or something. You could get anyone on this show. Like Brad Pitt's not turning down holding a koala during an interview. Like, this is a great idea. But also Felicity Ward, so I saw her, sat in the audience and watched her do Thank God You're Here. She did it a bunch of times.
Yeah.
But she was excellent at going through the door. Absolutely terrified, but crushed it every time. The first time she went through the door, she was a mob boss's wife. Like, walked in, and there were police there going, Mrs. Galliano, can you explain why your husband has got all these drugs buried in the backyard? And she was really good.
Oh, I'd love to see that.
Did you ever do it? Have you ever done any improv?
No, I haven't.
Yeah.
I'm a real scripted. And as I say, because the show finished, that was when I was just starting stand-up.
Yeah.
Back in the day. If maybe they'd done one more season, maybe I would have. But now it's passed me by and I'm very happy with my role.
Yeah. Good gig being the host.
Side of the door.
Yeah. The first time I seen improv was in where was I again?
I don't know. You're telling the story,
Well,
mate.
no. I was going
None of us were there, so.
It was in Europe and I couldn't believe I must have had an absolute blinder. But to see the craft on these people just thrown in this. And
It's a real talent to be able to do it.
And what they did also is they threw it out to the audience just to write a line and just hand it in. They just picked it out of a hat and then they acted out straight away. Brilliant.
Well, I was also a big fan of Whose Line Is It Anyway, which is a very different show to this, but that is like the peak of the standard of improv on that show. It was always phenomenal. Colin Mockery, my personal favourite. I don't know if you ever saw that show, but yeah, if it's done well, it is absolutely spectacular.
And you always
Having
think
said that, if it's not bad improv, is
but it's funny to watch.
It's a slog.
Yeah,
But you do need the audience on your side as well, because there are some improv shows where they say yell out something. So yell out a scene. You go, you're at the beach, and then they go, yell out a person you're with, and someone goes, Joseph Fritzl.
Right.
And you're like, oh no, we're not doing that one. Okay, then Hitler.
No, that's the thing about it, isn't it? It's just being comfortable when you're out of control. I just think it's a fascinating human experience for us to watch as the audience, you know?
You're a fascinating
and doing that purely with comedy performers is why it's fun. You know, I don't know that this show would be as entertaining if they were all dentists. So we just dropped it.
No, dentists are hilarious.
Or you get Andrew Bolt on.
Wow. Oh, geez. Please. I can think of a few scenarios I would like to put him in. But
Piers Morgan next week. Celia, it's a pleasure. Thank you so much for talking to us.
The Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
On Sunday, one of my sons, Ollie, was saying we've got to go over his mate's house and pick up this chest freezer. He's desperate for an ice bath.
Now, we've discussed this on air before. You can convert them into ice baths.
Yeah.
There's YouTube tutorials on how to do
there
it.
is. Yeah, there is.
So
It seems
you're
pretty
finally pulling the trigger and doing it.
Well, I had put it off for a while, but he insisted yesterday, in fact, that we had to go and get it from his mate Charlie's house because it was going to get chucked out. And they'd kept it for a day longer than they wanted to.
So it's a tip freezer.
Yeah.
It's a freezer that was deemed no longer worthy.
Yeah.
They were going to throw it in the landfill.
I was told, and this is all I was told, it works absolutely perfect, but they're getting rid of it.
But it's also in the category where the McManuses thrive, and that is getting things that you don't need to spend money on.
That's right. Tip rats they are. But also,
you're going to throw that away. Wait, let me have a look at it first.
you're saving something from landfill, and that's a great
It's
thing.
exactly what I was thinking, Nat. So anyway...
Saving the environment.
I had to take him to footy training yesterday afternoon. He's like, righto, it's time to go. And I went, we've got no time. He goes, you can put it back in the back of the BT50. Easy.
That's
you don't have to worry about anything.
You're a man with a ute now.
That's
Is that
right.
the BT50 from Melville and outside?
That is exactly right. Jeez, it handles very well.
Well, of course it does. It's from Melville. Mazda.
So off we went, and we just went around the corner. Now, it's not far from your house in East Fremantle. So when I pulled into the street and then pulled into this guy's driveway, I could smell this unbelievable stench that was coming out of their, I guess, the front of their house, which was just like crayfish and fish juice. You know, the porn
and like
smell?
it's been in the sun for several weeks.
Like a
that kind
dead
of smell.
mermaid.
Yeah. So when I put...
Yeah, you know how dead mermaids smell.
It was
And they
just
usually store their bodies in chest freezers.
So in that case,
crime.
at that stage, I knew why they were getting rid of that freezer.
Yeah, because it absolutely stinks.
Because that dead mermaid in it.
Do you know how much a mermaid is a kilo? Bloody expensive, mate. Right up there with Patagonian toothfish. Full on. So anyway, Ollie's mate Charlie's sitting out the front. He's all in his school uniform. And I said, I'm not getting out of the car and carrying this thing. First of all, you guys are going to have to chuck it in the back. And secondly, your mum is going to go off her head when this thing gets home.
Of course she is.
It stinks. Oh, no, it'll be fine. She'll be fine.
No, she will not. This is the world of clean surfaces. Spray and
Yes,
white.
But
yes.
Candles, scented candles.
She loves a cleaning challenge, though.
She does.
Do you know what I
like a
mean?
clean challenge.
Yeah.
no.
Get the spray and wipe out.
So anyway, the boys couldn't get in the back of the ute, so I had to get up and help lifting it in. And when I was doing that, I could feel all like the
juice.
the juice,
The dead mermaid juice.
yeah, the dead mermaid juice
the
just
mer
around
juice.
when you're picking it up. And then I put it into the back of the
like bird
BT50
juice,
from
but-
Melbourne Mazda. All your quality car servicing there. Go and see
Gorgeous.
Darren.
Zoom, zoom.
Anyway, so some of the stuff started coming. The juice started coming
mer
out the
juice.
back. The mer juice started in the back of the car. And I'm like, oh my God, this is a nightmare. So anyway,
Like they didn't
we
think
get
to
in the
hose
car.
the thing out.
No, I
before-
don't know why. And secondly, clearly it wasn't because the freezer was cooked. It was because it's
They didn't have
stunk.
time. They just buried the body in the backyard. Merlene, her name was.
So you're just basically getting rid of evidence at this point.
Yeah. So anyway, dropped him off at footy training. I said, when you get home, you're going to have to clean this. So anyway,
Wait, you took it.
I had to take it.
Why did you have to
did you
take it?
take it?
Once it's in the back of the ute, the BT50, it's got to go. It's
But
gotta
why
come
did it
with
even
you.
get in the back of the BT50
You
from
lifted
Melbourne
it in.
Mazda?
You lifted it in. So if you'd said no, and because they couldn't get it in on their own, then it stays there and goes.
And
to the tip.
also, like, it's had a dead mermaid in it for how long? And like, it stinks like it has. And you've allowed that. What has happened with parenting?
It was free.
Oh, sorry. 1,000 apologies. Sorry.
It was free
Your
for a
dad
reason.
always backed me in here.
All right.
I know that, bro.
So it's gone back to your place.
Yeah, it's gone back to my house. Megan was out the front. She was doing some gardening. As soon as I pulled up, she goes, "What the hell is that smell?" I said, "I've just picked up this from Charlie's house. Ollie reckons he's cleaning it." And he goes, "She just went off ahead. You've got to clean this now." So I got a bucket
So
of
you
water.
had to clean it.
So I had to start cleaning it out the front. Because I couldn't leave it. It was so bad.
I cannot look at you right now. I cannot respect what you're doing. And I know you shouldn't question people's parenting, but I've got a big question mark right over you.
I couldn't leave.
In Reading.
Whilst I got it home, when I got it home, then all the smell, and it was all on my T-shirt, and it was a bit on my skin and stuff, so I was
bit on my
penetrating.
skin. It's a bit on my skin.
And of course, the mer juices in the back of the BT50, which I had to clean anyway.
Oh,
so
gosh.
Megan then put the the garage door down, so then the air didn't.
The fumes didn't waft
go
into the house.
through, and then through the.
It didn't go through the
house.
garage and around the back and in through the back door.
Yeah.
Because they would have.
So I had to clean this bloody thing. Had to throw my T-shirt out. The whole thing was an absolute
Does it still
disaster.
stink, though? There'd be.
Well, yeah,
Mer juice
but I felt like
doesn't-
I
How do you neutralise mer juice?
I don't know.
It's a lot of bicarb.
You
I-
cook fish with lemon.
Vinegar's the key as well. I think it's like lemon and
Oh,
vinegar.
and fish and,
And,
chips
and
vinegar.
bicarb, probably. Bicarb.
Tartar sauce?
Bicarb fixes
Always
everything.
tartar sauce. So at the end of the night, once I've left it out the front for a bit, I got Lachlan because Ollie wasn't home for a long time. I got Lachlan.
I bet
to
he
help me,
wasn't.
And I put it outside near the bins. So then it kind of. That they all kind of smell. They've got a bit of a smell to them, if you like. And
Oh,
that-
so
he
the
can deal
bin
with that
smell
later, and he can
cancels
read.
out the dead mermaid smell.
I think so.
Sean, listen to me.
That should not have gone back to
Repeat
your
after
house.
me.
In hindsight,
No. Repeat after me. No.
no,
Now say it to one of your kids.
yes, that'll be there.
This is the Nathan, Nat, and Sean podcast.
So Sean can't say no to his children, and as a result, he had to transport a very stinky chest freezer back to his house, where it was not received well by Megan.
Not at all. It shouldn't have
No.
come home. But once
It's
it was in the
dank.
back of the car, or I picked it up, I was like, we're committed.
Well, because it was free, is the bottom line.
yeah.
Even though it was being thrown out because it stinks so badly.
I didn't realise that when we went over to pick it up.
Danielle, hello.
Hi, how you going?
Hi,
Hey, Danielle.
Danielle.
We're talking about the things that made it back to your house that really shouldn't have. What happened?
I was going back probably about 18 years ago. My husband and his brothers came home with a red telephone box.
Oh,
That's
mean,
they're
outstanding.
expensive.
Okay, where did they get it from?
I think back in the old days from the paper, from like the Quacker or
Yes.
something like that. Yeah.
Okay, so were you upset with that, or
Did you have room for it?
It was just, we had room for it. It got taken up to Ledge Point, so there was lots of room, and we were just going to look at it. And Yeah, so, and then about a week or two later, it actually got stolen.
Oh, from Ned's point.
No, you know
so
why?
something-
Because that's
I mean,
bloody
it's pretty good.
That is
Yeah.
good. They're
I wouldn't
expensive.
complain. I wouldn't complain about that. That's a
literally.
good thing.
If someone put one in my lounge room in front of the TV, I'd just
Unless
walk through
it stank
I
of
love it.
dead mermaid, and then it's a
Unless
different...
anything, I'll take anything if it doesn't stink of dead mermaids.
Thank you, Danielle.
Danielle. That's a
Clay's
telephone box.
Clay's in Carambine. Hello.
Good morning.
How you
Okay,
going,
Clay?
Clay?
so what made it back to your place? It really shouldn't have.
I went to a garage sale, and I have this fixation on buying everything of a different variety,
Yes.
and all these lava lamps just sitting across the wall. And then I bought 20 of them.
20!
What?
Were they all different colours, like glitter and all different ones? Or
Yeah, all different lightings, different materials inside. And I set them up at home. It was kind of like this little trophy wall.
display,
And then
yeah.
the missus walked in and she's like, nah. Get him out.
I mean, that's a classic example of something that's great singularly.
Yeah, or
One is fine,
it's
but
a one-
20 seems a little bit psycho.
And also, it's a wonderful day for one to decorate their opium den.
Yes.
Hey, Clay, is there any other things that you bought multiple of just for the sake of it?
I was up in Dongra the other day, and they had these wooden coasters that were locally made.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I ended up buying, I think, 30 of them.
30?
They had different slogans on them. So I was I've got to get each one. So I ended up buying all of them.
Clay,
They
gets
would
a
have
set now.
loved you.
Other people might judge you. I am one of you. I do it too. If I find something that I like, if there's a different variation, I can't sleep knowing there's one of them out there that I don't have.
Yeah, so if you go to get a jacket like you showed me yesterday.
I bought a puffer jacket. So we got puffer jackets to go to Canberra, right, Clay? And Sean had been wearing a puffer jacket. And I said, well, the one I've got's too big, so I want sort of a thinner one,
Yeah.
right? Sean goes, no worries. So I Google it and I see that they're on sale at Myer. And they're on sale for $51. Jack and Jones. I bought 3 because there was 3 different colours. If there was 4, I would have bought 4.
Absolutely, I would have done the same.
Yeah, just to cover the bases. Because you got to understand, Clay and I, we think about things. If we don't you reckon, Clay, if there's one out there you don't have, it plays on your mind.
Absolutely. And now you've got each of one, you can just set yourself up.
Your wife's a
Those
lucky
wooden
girl,
coasters.
Clay. She's a lucky girl.
She is lucky, Clay.
Nathan, Nat, and Sean podcast.
Adam Gilchrist in the house, and he's been doing what everybody else is doing. If your Instagram feeds
Yes,
go
Nat.
by, you had a European vacay, Gilly.
Yes,
the whole
we
family
did.
too.
Us and all of Perth, or half Perth at least.
Yeah, I
But,
know.
I tell you, it was quite funny flying back. It culminated, I don't want to cut the discussion short and go straight to the end, but it culminated, we flew home from Rome
Yes.
back to Perth.
Yes.
And at check-in in Rome, at the Qantas check-in, it was not dissimilar to standing up Rockaby Road in the bread shop.
Right,
There was about
okay.
7
All the same people.
Subi families all lined up. We weren't travelling together. We all walked and went, right, you're here. Oh, you're here. Right, yeah, okay. But,
So that was you got on that direct flight then,
yeah, which was handy. But no, magic time, unbelievable.
That's very funny.
we had a-
And is the bakery you're talking about, would that be Jean-Claude's?
Yes.
The line finishes.
I
The
mean-
line finishes just out here in front of the
I
theatre
know.
sometimes.
Do they just close down in July because all their customers
Everyone's
go to
gone.
Europe?
Yeah, no, it was amazing time.
Yeah.
A little bit of London. We spoke. I spoke with you guys before.
Yes,
I went
before.
to-
Yes.
We were going to Leeds for
Yes.
one day of cricket.
Yep.
Yep.
Which we didn't really factor into the equation. We went up there, took the boys up, and
Was that the day it
the
rained?
big Mitchy Marsh got a brilliant 100.
the bison went
So that
nuts.
was classic.
Yeah.
But so a little bit of London, and then we were very fortunate to go into Greece and Italy.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
Greece and did a bit differently.
Greece was different. We're on a little catamaran and just
Yeah.
skipped around it. And you say, I went to the Greek islands.
Okay,
and they go,
J-Lo.
oh, yeah. And they, no, well, it sounds like
It's amazing.
No, we were on the small boat that was getting wiped out just in the wake of the super yachts
Yeah,
as they
right.
went past.
So it was just your family, or were you on there with other people?
No, just our family and
Oh,
our little
nice.
one. And we were in tandem with some really good family friends who were on
Nice.
their own one sort of next to us, really. And
Yeah,
so-
cute.
yeah.
So you're in a
around.
catamaran, right? You know those big super yachts that you would have seen?
Yeah.
Do you know those super yachts have companion yachts that hold all their toys?
Yeah. No,
Is
they,
that-
they,
is that
Oh,
not
yeah,
bro-
yeah, yeah,
like,
yeah.
So
They-
not
they-
only-
they-
They
jet ski
don't
stuff.
have companion yachts that hold it's like the back of the super yacht folds down. It's
Yes.
like it's giving birth.
Yeah.
The charter, the little charter boat, the
Like
little
the tender.
comes out.
That's
the back,
bigger than your
that's
boat.
bigger than ours, and then all the toys come out. And
Yeah.
So do
that's
you reckon
so
these
fun
other?
to
Do you
watch.
reckon these other boats of people are looking down at you like you guys are sitting on the side of the road with the cup asking
Yes.
for change?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Nathan, you should see it. You go to some of these islands, and the entire harbour is full of these
amazing.
magnificent things that you see on below deck.
God,
It's
there's
those
some-
wall to wall.
There's some people in the world that are doing quite well,
Yes,
aren't they?
there
Oh,
is.
absolutely. That's what you
And they're all in
realise.
the
There's
Greek
some
islands at the
money
moment.
out there,
Gilly,
but-
would you say the water is, because I reckon the best water around is Rotto-esque. So where would you, is it like that going around
What do you
those
mean?
islands? Because Rotto
The
is
clarity of it
clear,
and-
Okay.
there's reef, it's like a
deep
postcard.
blue.
It was
isn't it?
stunning, beautiful. We were fortunate to go down to southern Italy, Sorrento, down the coast down there. Again,
Oh, yeah.
water beautiful.
Oh, Positano,
It
your
is
Capri dreams.
stunning. There's no doubt about it, particularly the Greek islands that we were around. But I did stop and think often, I'm not seeing anything that we don't
No.
have at home.
Seriously,
Yeah.
go to
Not
Esperance.
in a
Sands
depressed way.
water.
I'm going, wow, this is amazing to
Yeah.
experience it all.
Yeah.
But, geez, we're
You're right.
fortunate.
You used to be able to
we-
get a Greek salad from Hungry Jack's.
Yeah.
So it's all here.
Yeah.
Getting off the boat,
It's really
Don't
just
need to
a
eat
salad
another Greek
with
salad
cheese.
for about a year. Hammered the Greek salad.
getting off the boat and then going to a restaurant for dinner. Is that what you did? And is it all seafood? Is the next question.
No, it's not all seafood. No.
You get some dim sum.
They love lamb.
Very good gyros.
Yeah,
they
exactly.
could do a kebab over there, but yeah, it was small villages we were in, small islands,
Yeah.
so not the big party ones.
Yeah, you
much
weren't at
to our
Mykonos.
kids' disappointment, but we found enough entertainment and sort of nightlife if that's what you're after.
Well,
but
I hear when you're sailing the islands, as you celebrities do, suddenly it's just like a magnet. Other celebrities are pulled together with other celebrities. Did you align with any other celebrities?
no.
That's a lie.
Tell everyone.
Oh no, we bumped into some popular people, but I wouldn't say they're celebrities.
Yeah, they are. They've got a
Really
TV show starting
They
shortly.
have.
Yeah.
They are the inspired unemployed lads.
They spotted you.
Crazy. No, well, the day before, my son Harry said he was looking at his Instagram. He goes, Dad, they inspired unemployed boys. They're where we were yesterday on this island called Poros, which is
Yeah,
stunning.
right.
And we had a
So
chat.
you're on
about,
the same trail.
Yeah, and then the next, and it's a bit like that actually.
Yes.
These sort of catamarans, you do sort of cross paths with
Yeah, okay.
The same
there's
people
that
again
boat.
and again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Often one of the flags on the top of the boat will have the country of origin of the boat, where the skipper is from, and then
Where the
whoever's
guests are
on
from.
there, the guests are from.
Oh, so you see the Aussie flag
There was
flying.
one that had the boxing kangaroos, so we always sort of knew
Yeah.
the Aussies were there. And in fact, I had to go and ask them for petrol for our tender. I had a true story. On the last morning, I had to swim over there because our little spare petrol tank ran out, and I went over there, and the captain...
Do you knock?
Oh, I swam
Oh,
up
no.
beside, and I could see their skipper, a really lovely bloke, sitting there with his back to me going, Mick, hey mate. It was early in the morning, and he was meditating.
Oh, no.
And he sort of snapped out of his meditation, looked around, and had this horrified look on his face. Was like, well, that's his day rooted.
Yeah,
exactly.
That's fine. You can
Right,
ask me
Gilly.
what do you need and then just finish it with namaste. And that'll be fine.
No, I got the petrol. But, bumped into those blokes the next day. Jack
So what
and
was their
Falcon and all his
reaction
crew.
when they saw you? They must have lost their minds.
Oh, don't worry, we did too. my boys and I and Annie, our daughter, everyone loves those blokes. They're hilarious.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
they're
yeah.
mad as cut snakes. But I introduced them to the Prairie Fire, which was good, and that's their new drink of choice. Which
What's the Prairie Fire?
Is that the one to keep away COVID?
yeah,
Oh, okay. So,
So,
it was
okay, is that- is that
tequila.
a shot of tequila and
Yep.
3 drops of Tabasco
Yeah.
No.
every day,
Every day.
multiple times, particularly in the Greek islands.
I mean, it's better than Ouzo, so we'll take it.
Well, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Do you start the day off with the Prairie Fire? Is that
Oh,
the...
we tend to do it later in the day. Yeah, haven't had it yet.
He starts the day with a burning crumpet.
You don't want to know what that is.
You show me the burning crumpet.
Oh, Gilly.
Is that right? Have I missed? Okay.
Well,
Oh, it's an
Down
interesting
there.
spread, I can tell you that.
welcome home, Gilly. We're glad you're
Back on the
back.
cricket ball topic again.
Nibble.
Thank you so much for coming in this morning,
pleasure.
mate. It's always good to see you.
Gilly.
You're welcome here anytime.
Thank you.
It's the Nathan, Nat, and Sean podcast.
The Block new series premieres this Sunday at 7 o'clock on Channel 9. The host, as we know, for all the years is Scott Cam, who joins us now. Morning, Scotty.
Morning, guys. How are you?
Yeah, wonderful,
Good,
Scotty.
Scott.
Hey, Scotty, so have you done the count? How many houses and apartments in total has the block done so far?
Oh, well, I'd say 25, about 90.
That's a lot.
Is that nearly, what's a suburb?
Well,
You can
there'd
have
be
a
heaps
small
of joints in the
suburb of about 90 homes, couldn't you?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it could be a small suburb.
You've built a
Hadn't
small
thought of that.
suburb. Do you think maybe planning for the next, however many years, you just buy a patch of land and build a
Yes.
suburb, and every year
somebody
you
has to make a
you
bus
just
stop
add to
and-
it? What do you think? That's a good idea.
I'm planning on, buying a bus and around Melbourne. I'm going to do block tours with a microphone.
Yes,
Yes.
it's a great
You can
idea.
drive around Melbourne
Yeah.
for half a day
Yeah.
and go to all the different blocks.
Yeah.
Yeah,
My
absolutely could.
cousin lives around the she lives in Melbourne and she lives around the
The ones near Chapel Street.
near Chapel
Prahran,
Street.
that
Yeah,
one.
Prahran. Yeah, she lives near there.
Oh, yeah, the blocks are gone.
Yes.
Yes.
The blocks are gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, this one, Scotty, you've taken over a whole heap of 1950s houses, which we've seen. So you had to purchase 5 in a street called Charming Street, which just sells.
I know. Isn't
just
that
sells,
what
doesn't
an
it?
address?
But what?
Yeah,
Here's the
did,
thing.
did 5 different nanas go missing?
How do you get a deal done with 5 houses in a row? That must take a hell of a lot of time.
Well, it's quite amazing, actually. I think the neighbours are getting together these days because this has happened twice. And the neighbours get together and they all just say, let's get together and sell to the block. Because they had 5 houses, all built in the 1950s, all unrenovated and all original,
Wow.
which was quite amazing. And so we dressed them up as if Nana had moved out.
Yes.
And you inherited it. And then you had to turn it into you've got to turn it into the 2023 version, and we put another story on top, so that makes it even more difficult.
Ooh.
So they all turn out to be incredible homes.
Hey, Scotty,
Yeah, that would
this is
be.
just a question about building sites, right? So there's one been next door to me for 4 or 5 years now, and we've
4 or
noticed...
5 years.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The wheels are turning slowly here
yeah.
in WA, Scotty.
Yeah, mate. Do you know?
We're not on the block schedule.
Do you know here in WA they've done the math? It takes longer to build a house here in WA than it took to build Disneyland. Isn't that insane?
That is insane,
Yeah,
mate.
so-
And is that council issues?
Oh
Is that builders?
well. Next door, it's a
lack
different
of
thing.
trades
It
a
was,
lot,
yeah.
and next door as well. It was 4 different blocks. It was a one block, and they consolidated into 4. So it's just been continuous building for that whole time. But there is a couple that arrive every now and then, and it's when there are bricks out the front, and their bricks have been thrown into the sand pit, so there's sort of leftover bricks. And this couple comes around. We've noticed them for years, and then every time there's bricks, they come and grab some bricks and they put them into their car. And
So
then they
they're
walk
building
back.
their own house.
So they are doing
Out
their
of
own
out
thing,
of
yeah.
discarded bricks. Now, Scotty, just because someone's thrown something in a rubbish pile on a building site, is that free game to take it, or do tradies sometimes go back in there and go, oh, wait, we threw a brick out yesterday, we can use it?
No, well, it is. If it's in the skip bin,
Yeah.
you can come and take something out of the skip
There you
bin,
go.
no dramas at all.
Done.
And I am a bit of a brick collector.
Are you?
Because my wife says, "Well, you take all those bricks home for? What are you doing?" I said, "Well, if I get enough bricks, I can build a house."
That's right. And they're a dollar a pop. They're over $1 a pop,
He
right?
only needs 2 more.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Tell us, Scotty, about Kyle and Leslie, our WA contestants.
Yeah, they're terrific. They're a little bit deer in the headlights when they arrived,
Yeah.
but they came good. They ended up building a magnificent home. We had a launch the other night, and about 100 people went through. Quite a few people said they liked Kyle and Leslie's house,
Oh,
which
okay.
is something to look out for.
We're
Well, we
really
hope
we're
so.
really good here in WA, remember? Ronnie
Yeah.
and Georgia.
Yeah.
Amazing
They're
stuff.
still going strong as. There's a couple. Is there a couple from Queensland that we're looking out for to say that they're going to be, one's going to be a bit of work, perhaps?
Well, I tell you what, there's a couple of teams that form an alliance
Oh,
against the others,
Right.
and then all of a sudden the alliance breaks up, and then a new alliance forms,
Oh.
and there's another couple that says it how it is, and it all adds up to, a bit of drama.
no, drama on the
Drama.
block. No.
Surely, is there a cheating scandal this year, Scotty?
No
No cheating
scandal
scandals.
this year.
Oh,
We'll go that one to
I
rest
kind of
now.
missed it
You won't
already.
believe it.
Yeah, yeah.
I give them the schedule for the whole season.
Wow. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
so they don't have to steal it. Okay,
But
that's
however,
nice.
They don't have to
this
steal it.
year there's a murder, so it's going to be very
right.
interesting to see how that unfolds.
But we've got all really great new products. We've got great new design ideas.
Yeah.
The houses are amazing. The streetscapes, I've got all new products on them, which is amazing. It looks really terrific from the street.
Yeah,
and
right.
inside is amazing.
The price
building
tags will be
side of it
pretty
is incredible.
expensive, Scott. Those
Not
price
the what,
tags.
mate?
Those price tags would be pretty next level, I would imagine.
Yeah, look, I think so. I'm not, up with the medium house price in that area for that style of home. But yes, it's going to be a big family home, 4 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, things like that. So, and in a good Bayside suburb as well.
Yeah.
So it's not going to be cheap.
Yeah.
But it'll be value for money, of course.
And remember, every year, one house has a Gaggenau fridge.
That's true. That's true.
Oh, Gaggenau.
Yeah, exactly.
I've never touched a Gaggenau. I've never seen a Gaggenau in real life, but I know one thing. My life's not going to be complete until I have a Gaggenau.
Hey, Scott, can I ask you a question about, like, if somebody was, intending to apply to be on the block, what do you reckon the best skill to have? Like, if you, is it a tradie who can do some of the work themselves, or like I know that you've got an architect this year, or like an interior designer? What would be the ultimate teaming up to really do well in the block?
I think, the budget is a real big issue.
Yeah.
Number one. But we've had an accountant on the show last year and he didn't do a good job on his budget. So maybe that doesn't work. Yeah. So I reckon a carpenter and an interior designer.
Yeah,
would be
I agree with that.
I've got a better thing. How about this? How about a carpenter and a shoplifter? Because that person's going to keep the budget down.
Yes.
He's thinking outside the box.
Yeah.
We haven't had that couple yet, have we? Interesting.
A shoplifter / pickpocket.
And
work.
flogging money out of the other people's bank accounts.
Yes, that's right.
Don't know how they're doing it. It's amazing.
Some sort of quality embezzler. That's what we need. Scott, it's always a pleasure. We're looking forward to the new series and what you guys can do, because it is like a miracle watching what they do out of nowhere and people painting in the middle of the night and crying. We love it.
Great to know that you're not quitting as well, Scott.
Yes.
No, yeah, mate. That was just another digital myth
Yes.
that comes from you-know-where.
Yeah.
Not until he's stolen enough bricks to build that house.
And he's got 2 more left. 2 more.
Love your work, Scotty. Thanks, mate.
Bye, buddy.
Good on you guys.
Nathan, Nat and Shaun in podcast form.
We are discussing when tradies go and start the job or sometimes finish the job. But the problem is they're at the wrong address.
Hello, Jared.
Hey guys, how you going?
Hey, wonderful, Jared.
Jared, what trade are we in?
Painting, commercial painting.
Cool. Okay. Talk to us. What happened?
So about 15 years ago, rock up to a commercial property, start painting the outside of the building. A big 2-story thing, boom lifts, scissor lifts, all that sort of stuff.
Yes.
And anyway, so about a day or so into the job, old guy rocks off and goes, excuse me, what are you guys doing? Oh, just painting the building, blah, blah, blah. And he goes, I think you've made a mistake. This is my building and I didn't engage you.
Yes.
Oh.
So turns out we were painting the wrong building.
Yes.
So, the building we were meant to paint was across the road.
But once you've half painted a building, you have to finish it, right?
A whole building, yeah. So, we had to finish his building, and
Yes.
then we had to go and paint this building that we were meant to. So, yeah, we were close.
Close.
I know, Jared, do you reckon the people that lived over the road were going, well, why didn't our painters turn up?
Pretty much, yeah. I know, it's insane.
And he got a free paint job.
Jared, where did the numbers
He
go
got a
wrong?
free
Because
paint
it's different numbers by a mile. So
Oh,
what happened?
They would be, but the boss at the time was with us, which probably makes the whole job worse. We were going, I don't think this is the building we're meant to be painting. I think we're across the road. No. This is the building. Okay. Start painting the building, and then, it turns out we were right, the boss was wrong.
Okay,
You
that's
needed somebody there to say, turn around.
Thanks, Jared. Hey, John.
Hey, how's it going?
Good, John.
Good, John.
What trade are we talking about, John?
I'm a landscaper. I actually run a supervisor for a commercial landscape company.
Yes. Okay, what happened?
Yeah, and so what happened, like before we went commercial, I was doing domestic houses, and my boss sent us out to go do this big hedge job. And
Shaun loves those.
Yeah. I was actually waiting for that.
Well, you got it, John.
So tell us about your big head job.
Yeah, so we're rocked up. I rang the doorbell on the gate. A nice lady come out, and we're like, "Oh, we're here to do your hedge job." And she's like, "Oh, yeah, I really need my hedges done." And I'm like, "Okay, no worries." So grabbed all the ladders off, all the equipment. It took us over half a day to get this job done because it was massive.
Yeah.
It's like a couple of $1,000 bill.
Yeah.
Next minute, I've knocked off. We've left. The lady's happy. The next door neighbour's looking at me weird, like, I swear I was supposed to have a gardener here type look.
Yes.
Next time I've gone back to work and my boss has rang me. He's like, hey, did you go do that job for the real estate agent we work for? And I'm like, yeah, we just finished it. I'm on my way back to the workshop. He goes, well, he just rang me. He said he saw you next door.
Why didn't he say anything?
I know.
I don't know. But the best thing about it, the lady we did the job for, we end up picking up her gardens for the next few months.
Well, that's a good outcome.
So it was a win-win situation in the end, but it was a major stuffer.
I mean, it's weird that she didn't ask how much is this going to cost. You know, the outset. You know what I mean? You would think you'd have that conversation.
How many times have I been at home and then like a landscaping team have dropped by and offered to do my services for free? Of course.
Well, I was in Dalkeith, so...
Okay. Say no more. Say no more. Thanks, John.
This is a podcast of Nathan, Nat and Shaun.
We are talking about when you've got the wrong address as a tradie and you've started the job. Sometimes you've even finished the job, like you completely installed the pole in the middle of a driveway.
Unbelievable stuff. Zach's in Leederville. Hey, Zach.
Hello, how you going?
Good, Zach. You're a tradie, Zach?
I'm a tradie, but also a builder.
Yes.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, builder developer, and it's pretty hard to believe this story unless it actually came from this source. So,
Yes.
Builder developer, have houses that we knock down. We've often had, random people living there. People leave their stuff there. So this is not unusual. A mate of mine rings me and goes, you got a dishwasher in your knockdown? I'm like, actually, I do. I got a Miele dishwasher at 71, whatever the street address is. Said, yep, cool. No worries.
Miele, by the way. Nice.
I know. It's off the Plaza. Anyway, he gets there and he goes, it's not a Miele, it's a Fisher & Paykel. I said, Simon, don't worry about it. If you want it, you take it. I don't really care.
God, Simon's really picky, isn't he?
So anyway, so about 2 hours later, he rings me back and goes, mate, bloody dishwasher doesn't even work. And I'm like, come on, mate. I don't care. I don't care. Anyway, didn't think anything of it. 3 weeks later, I'm sitting in his house. I'm like, mate, got all these Niagara Panthers out the back. They look amazing. Where'd you get them from? He goes, I got them down from your knockdown. I'm like, mate, what house number did you go to? He goes, I went to 72. I said, I own 74.
He knocked down the wrong house.
No, he didn't knock down the wrong house.
He just pilfered. He just
walked in the back door.
Yeah.
He's grabbed the dishwasher. He's walked out. He's taken the plant. He's taken the dishwasher home. He's realised it hasn't worked. But even better than this, because the job was in Scarborough, he's gone down the rear lane and chucked the dishwasher back over the back fence and pissed off.
So this person's gotten home, their dishwasher's been moved and thrown over a fence and their flowers are gone.
Correct.
Did you own up to them? Did you tell them what happened?
No.
Well, okay, so these were two pretty old, shitty houses next door to each other.
Yeah.
I'd had a set of backpackers in mine. Dad had a set of backpackers in there.
Yeah.
Like, different people, different developers, whatever. And I went to try and tell them or whatever, but they were never home. And like...
Oh, well.
They're backpacking.
Oh, well. You tried.
I tried, and then about 6 months later, that got knocked down.
Okay.
They were
Amazing.
never home.
What are you going to do? Thanks, Zach.
Zach, that was
hilarious.
a real journey.
I know, wasn't it
I
just?
loved being on it.
Guy's in Spearwood. Morning, Guy.
Good morning, how are you?
Hey, Guy.
Are you the tradie involved, Guy?
No, I'm not. It was actually my cousin. He started as a supervisor for a building company, won't say name, and he employed a new concreter to start laying the slabs for the house.
Yeah.
And it was his first week, and it was a concreter's first job. And long story short, there was two vacant lands side by side, and they've actually poured the house slab on the next door neighbour's land, which is another builder, which was starting in about a month's time. And he got to the job a couple of days later and goes, what the bloody hell is going on here? You haven't been here? He goes, no, I have. He goes, it's done. And then he goes, well, you poured the wrong land. So long story short, they've had to rip out the whole slab, and it cost between $20,000 and $40,000.
Oh, God.
Don't you just wish you could get a guy on each corner and just lift it up and move it?
It would have been easier.
Yeah. That's insane.
Oh, God.
Needless to say, the concreter no longer works for my cousin, and he's left the country.
Okay, I'm not surprised.
Jeez.
That's
Just
too
once
funny.
you're doing that pad, you've got the plumbing around.
Yeah. Oh,
Bloody
yeah.
hell, mate.
That's all you're concerned about, the plumbing.
Oh, wow. Sean,
A lot to it.
Sean's really felt that one.
Sean's a builder.
Thank you. I've only been in the game for 25 years.
Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
Righto, we're going for it straight away. We need an exclusive. Jeremy McGovern is in the house. He has not played for 2 weeks.
Have you passed the test?
Yes, yeah, I've passed.
You've
I'm good.
passed?
Yeah, I'm flying out.
How
Flying
many
out
times?
today.
How many goes did it take you to pass the concussion test?
A fair few. 3 or 4.
Yeah.
Over
Yeah,
the
right.
last 2 weeks, pretty much. Yeah.
So if you fail, can you take it again straight away, or is it like your license? You have to book it on another day.
Nah, another day. It's not like you have to pass right this second. It's just doing tests every couple of days to make sure your symptoms
Yeah,
are
right.
going, and they were slowly going, and now they're gone.
So you're absolutely playing this weekend.
Yep, I'm flying out at 11 today.
You have said that to us before, like
And-
literally
and
a
live.
week ago.
Yeah.
I know. So
Samantha Kerr told us the calf was fine, so we've been hurt before.
yeah. Well, I'm hoping I'm not going to let you down, but you'll just have to see if I'm there on the weekend.
You ain't ever let us down, even
Nathan,
from
you
the
have to
bench.
watch your first ever football game to see if I'm there, man.
I'll watch it. Do you want me to do a book report?
Yeah, a book report. Yeah, I'd love a book report. I've never had a book report before.
Take your stats.
Or a computer report, however you want to.
No, it's going to be a bit of coloured card and some pictures
Yeah.
cut out. And Jeremy
nice.
written in puff paint.
Now, Gov, big news during the week, obviously, with Shannon Hearn calling
Yeah.
quits. And this has came after the game that he played on the weekend.
Yeah.
And he had
When
an absolute
he was
belter.
best on ground, the way
Yeah.
he defended Nick Larkey. He was outstanding.
Yeah, no, he's been outstanding for years, hundreds of years. He's that
Hundreds
old.
of years.
He played with Jesus, didn't he? Back
yeah,
in
he's-
Jerusalem, was 4.
There
He
were
has.
cave paintings showing how great he was back in the day.
Yes,
Of
yeah.
Dreamtime.
Yeah, that's how good he is. It's extremely sad.
Yeah.
I've enjoyed absolutely every minute playing with him. I've played down pretty much every game with him down back. And,
Of course.
He's such a legend of a bloke. And he's got the most out of himself. Like he's if his body wasn't quite letting him down, he'd play forever.
Yeah.
You ask him that, he would. But yeah, he still played a blinder on the weekend, and hopefully we'll get a couple more good games out of him before the end of the year. But yeah, it's sad to see him go because he's one of our greats of our footy club.
I want to know if this is a shared trait of all guys that play AFL, but Shaun gets very emotional around a player's retirement. It's one of the only times that he'll let himself just truly cry. Yeah. Do you have the same emotion
I had
watching someone?
I had a few tears for Bunga for sure.
Yeah.
He's, like I said, I played with him, but he's sort of been not a mentor, but he's been a mate and helped me throughout my career.
Yeah.
And coming up through the ranks, and sort of took me under his wing a little bit, and just always gave you advice. He's an old man with a lot of wisdom.
Old soul.
Yeah, he is, and he's helped me massively. He's helped a lot of boys, so he'll be sorely missed. But hopefully he can go start wetting the line and doing some more shooting and enjoying
He's going
himself.
back to the farm, isn't he? He's going to.
I think he might.
Yeah.
Yeah, he might go back, but I'm sure he'll be doing a hell of a lot of fishing.
Fishing,
And shooting and stuff. But I'm flat to see him go. But he deserves everything he gets. Big Bung.
Yeah, you know what? He was one person that was never really hugely into the media side of things,
Yeah.
and we never got to see massive amounts of his personality.
Yeah.
But he seems such a stoic person around the club, and
Yeah.
such a strong
Upstanding.
leader.
Yeah.
He is.
Where does the nickname Bunga come from? Do we know the origins of Bunga?
It's always been a mystery and a secret.
Is it?
So you're gonna have to ask him and get it. out
But
of
do
him.
you know?
I reckon I do know, which I've heard, but I'm gonna let him say why.
No, but you're
He's got
here.
What do you
Yeah,
think?
I'm not doing it.
So wait, so like a Bunga, like
I've seen a few guys
His
that
old
had a
man
nickname
saying
Bunga,
Bunga.
but it's come from Bungole.
yeah, that's right. I thought it's come from bunghole. So
Yeah.
something's gone in or come out.
Out of your bungole.
What is it? Is it more? It's in,
You
isn't
guys
it?
just
It's
have
in.
filthy
Something's gone
minds,
in.
Don't you? And you have filthy minds.
What
No,
is-
nothing's
what-
gone.
So he
bunghole?
inherited it
What
from
is
his dad.
bunghole?
You have to get
So this-
Bunga online and ask him,
Yeah,
and
a Bunga.
he might tell you, but he probably won't.
Could it be a lizard, Nat?
In his bunghole?
Oh, like a bung arrow?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry, they're two
No,
separate
no,
things.
no.
I don't care what you
Nathan,
put up
step
there.
away from the bunghole.
Yeah,
I'm not here to
you were
judge.
just talking like this is a thing that happens regularly. I was going to say. You know, hope it's not a frill neck.
Bunga.
You won't get it all
You
the way in,
talk,
mate.
trying to pull it out.
That'll be
Oh
the
my
problem.
god.
No, you have to ask him. Ask him, and he might be nice enough to tell you.
Oh, Bunga. This is pretty
It's the
exciting.
mystery to
really
Shannon
is a
Hearn.
mystery.
It's
Okay.
a mystery to Bunga.
That'll be great.
Did you? So you've just always been Gov. You've never had another nickname, did you?
Not really, no.
Yeah, and you've just always been Macca.
Yeah, no, I had a nickname when I first started at the Dockers, which is Mugu, and that came from Jared Neesham and Ben
That's
Allen.
a really
would call
good
me that.
moisturising cream.
Yeah,
Mugu.
why Mugu?
My dad had a sausage dog in Palmyra when he was growing up.
Okay, don't tell the rest of the story.
Anyway, you're going to have to call Henry and ask him.
It followed the lizard.
Anyway, there's a video. We'll put it up on our socials.
Nathan, Nat, and Sean is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au. Nova.